This emergency management and response plan is designed to protect employees, property, and cyber data against potential disasters. It provides emergency response and recovery guidelines for a number of scenarios, as well as contingency planning for continuity of operations, crisis communication, and preservation of the agency's information system. If a natural disaster or emergency occurred during the day, many of us would be at work, away from our homes and families. As a business owner or an agency manager, it is critically important to have an emergency plan in place for your employees and people supported by your agency, and to protect your operations in general should a disaster occur. In Southwest Alabama, hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods can happen at any time. Your safety, as well as the safety of your employees, customers, and others, depend on how you prepare. By planning and practicing what to do will help your employees know how to respond when a disaster occurs.
If you receive a bomb threat, first of all, take it seriously. Communicate that to everyone in your building immediately. Get outside. Get away from the building. Do not start to look for a bomb. There are agencies out there that will come and do an inspection. They will do a search. My first thing is, when you get outside, call the proper authorities. When you do get outside, make sure you have a rallying point so that everyone can be accounted for. Have someone designated to count and report to the leaders of your emergency response team. In case of an active shooter, 3 things come to mind right off the bat. Run if you can, hide if you can, and lastly, fight if you must. By running, you separate yourself from that threat. And it's okay to run if a perceived threat, if someone is, for example, if you have an active shooter, or if someone is trying to break into the building, get away from that person as much as possible. If you can't run and you're forced to hide, do not hide with others. Try to spread out as much as you can. Put yourself in a position so that you're protected, that your employees are protected. Stay away from doors, get up against a wall, and shelter in place is something that a lot of people have used. And finally, if you must, fight. And when you're fighting, remember, you are fighting. It's not a fair fight. Use a chair, use a table, use any means that you have. If you have a pair of scissors and you can get to the attacker and surprise them, do whatever you have to do to protect not only your life, but the lives of all of your coworkers. When you're hiding in place, that may be the best time to try and get in touch with the authorities. If you can call, that is always okay. Dial 911. If you know someone that you can text, that may be the better way. Make sure your phone is at that point either on silent or that it won't buzz, but have it in the mode where if you were to receive a call or a text, that the intruder or the shooter will not be alerted. These days, we're seeing a lot of people gather to express their views over a variety of topics. In a peaceful protest, where people are expressing their right to protest, you should be fine. Sadly, we have seen where some of those go bad. And in that case, that's when you must take action as a business owner, as an employee of a business, to protect yourself first. Make sure that you and your employees are safe. Your building can be rebuilt. Sadly, there is a lot of destruction during these times, and when people are emotional, when they are upset, they're not thinking right, and they may be people that you absolutely have known forever, but they're just in such a state that they may do some damage to your building. So in the event that things go bad, lock your door first. Try to protect your building if you can. If you have school-aged children, and they're in school, do your best to check with them using all forms of communication that you can to make sure your children are safe. At that point, if you can find a way to get out of there safely, maybe through a back exit, once again, accountability is so important. Try to get everyone out of the building so that they can get to their places safely. And if the police have not been notified, someone needs to get on 911 very quick and let them know that things have gone bad.
Thank you for participating in United Way of Southwest Alabama's disaster preparedness training. The completion of this project was sponsored by our good neighbors at State Farm. If you have any additional questions, please contact United Way of Southwest Alabama at 251-433-3624.